Welcome back, student, to the next module of the chapter where we'll be basically focusing on second law of thermodynamics. If there is a second law of thermodynamics, that means there was certain drawbacks in first law. Let's recall the first law as it was nothing but it had various statements. It was basically meaning law of conservation of energy. And we had also modified the statement where the modified statement of the first law says that total mass and energy of an isolated system remains constant. Though everything remained constant, there were certain drawbacks which are there, and there are the three most important drawbacks of the first law which is there. The first drawback is it did not explain mass energy relationship. That means the flow of heat between hotter and colder body which is there. Also, it did not explain the direction of the flow. That means either the heat will flow from hotter body to the colder body or vice versa which is there. And lastly, the most important point, it did not explain the spontaneity of the process which is there. And because of these drawbacks, the second law of thermodynamics came into existence which is there, and it is purely based on human experiences which is there. It basically says that the spontaneous flow of energy is always unidirectional, and always that is from higher temperature to a lower temperature which is there. Let's understand that with the help of a diagram which is there. If you see the diagram carefully, there is a cold reservoir, there is a hot reservoir, and there is certain engine which is there. And if you see the arrows carefully, from the colder reservoir it is going to the hotter reservoir, which is not possible. That means generally from the hotter reservoir the energy should flow to the colder reservoir. It should not happen the vice versa. And whenever that energy transfer has been taking place, there will be some amount of loss of energy because there are engines present which are there. That means this diagram which is present here is the diagram of an impossible refrigerator or an impossible pump, which says that the energy QC, it has been taken from the colder reservoir and it is going to the hotter reservoir, and equivalent amount of work is done. Suppose it goes also from cold to hot condition, equivalent amount of work cannot be done because it is not a perfectly isolated system. That means this is the diagram which is basically is not possible, and that is why what second law basically says that it is nothing but simple, that is heat cannot be converted into equivalent amount of work without producing a permanent change either in the system or in the surrounding. So this is what is something called as second law. Let's take quickly one MCQ which could be asked based on that particular topic. It asks as drawback of first law of thermodynamics. Option A says it does not explain the mass energy relationship. Yes, that's correct. Second option is it does not tell us about the direction of the flow. Yes, even that's correct. It does not tells us the spontaneity of the process. Even that's correct. So our correct option is option D, that is all of these. It's nothing but very simple. So this is what we'll be doing in this module. Till the time, thank you.